サイ・ヤング賞を2年連続で受賞し、今やメジャーを代表するエースへと成長したタリック・スクーバル投手が米番組フィリピン・バッツに出演。番組では自身が少年時代から憧れてきたジャスティン・バーランダー投手と同じユニフォームを着て戦うことになった心境を語り、その喜びと高揚感を隠しきれない様子でエピソードを披露しています。さらに話題は WBC に及び、批判の声も上がっている1試合限定登板の決断について、その理由を初めて明かしました。とても見どころあるその模様を日本語字幕付きでご紹介しますので、ぜひ最後までご覧ください。
Tarek Skubal, welcome to Flippin' Bats, my friend. Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
You have a new teammate, couple new teammates, but you are now teammates. I heard locker mates with my brother, Justin Verlander. How has that been so far?
Oh, great. I mean, he's, there's a saying like never meet your hero or never meet your idol or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think it's so wrong. Because this has been great. You put that guy on a pedestal all the way growing up. And now I get to be teammates with him and just share kind of the process with him. And something that I'll never get over is just every morning when he says good morning, I'm like, that's a Hall of Famer, and that'll never not be cool, and he's great. I had my son in there today. He's great with my son. And just those interactions, I'm like, you don't understand how cool this is to sit in his chair in front of his locker next to my locker. I'm like, I don't think he'll ever get that means too. So he doesn't understand it right now, but in the future, I took a picture. I'm like, hey, I'm taking a picture of this. And, yeah, it's been great. I'm excited to, continue that relationship. And then obviously kind of how he goes about it is pretty impressive. So I'm excited for that.
Is there anything in particular? I know you've seen a bullpen or some live BP of him. You've thrown in a game. Is there anything in particular you've picked his brain about yet? Is there any like inside pitching info that you guys have talked about, bounced back and forth on?
Yeah, we've done some scouting report stuff. I'm actually gonna, like, as spring training gets along and as he gets going into games, I'm just gonna watch how he scouts one of the times. I'm like, hey, just whenever you got it, let me know, and I'll just sit there and I'm gonna be a fly on the wall. Just do your routine,
Cool.
and I just want to watch, and he's been an open book about all that. I'm not gonna say what we're looking at because that
Yep.
kind of defeats the point of a scouting report. But yeah, that's probably been that'll be a pretty important conversation, and that'll be probably ever evolving too, based on my stuff and his strengths versus my strengths. But yeah, I'm excited about that.
I asked you a couple months ago, and this was right after you won the Cy Young Award, the second one. I asked you right after how you wanted to be remembered in this game, and you said kind of like your brother. Now, there's the obvious there. He's very, very good. He's a Hall of Famer. But what in particular sticks out about his career that you're aspiring to in your career?
I think just longevity and consistency, year in and year out. Besides prior to the Tommy John surgery in 2020,
Yeah.
those years from 2004, when did he debut? I don't really know when.
Drafted in 04, debuted in 05. Yeah.
05, from 05 to that year, the longevity and consistency throughout those years were extremely impressive. And then he has Tommy John, comes back, and guess what? He wins a Cy Young.
Yeah.
So I think it's just incredible, his durability. And now I get to see why. I get to see why he's so durable and ask those questions of what he changed throughout his career. Because if I'm gonna aspire to play this game like he is till 45, there's gonna be some adjustments that need to be made along the way. And if there's anything that I don't know if regret is the right word, but anything that I can take from him and to learn from and apply to my career, I'm gonna do those things. And he's still throwing 98 to 100. The other day he goes, I was born to throw 100. That's what this body's for. And I was like, that is one of the coolest things I've ever heard, and very confident and very true too. But, to the point, it's like, if I want to accomplish what he's accomplished in his career, obviously it's my own path and my own story and my own journey. But if I want to compare myself to that, I'm going to have to learn from what he's kind of done.
What's crazy about that 2020 year when he got the TJ was when he comes back, he's 39 years old. And I remember talking about that upcoming season, and everyone was Well, he's too old at this point, coming off of Tommy John.
Yeah.
And at 39 years old to come back and have the year he did and win a Cy Young is just like, it's crazy. It's crazy that it happened.
It's insane. It's insane. And that's a credit to obviously the work that he puts in,
Yeah.
all the stuff that he does behind the scenes and the way he recovers, the way he prepares. I think it all makes sense, when you take the field and you watch a guy like that.
Let's talk World Baseball Classic. We're about a week away. Maybe we're like exactly a week away. How did you get the call? Where do you remember the moment you got the call from? I'm assuming D-Row called you, but we heard early on Paul Skeens and Aaron Judge are going to be a part of this, and you were a name that came out a little bit after that. So take me through the moment you got the call to be a part of this team.
Yeah, so I think even before Paul and they announced Paul and Aaron, I got a call from D-Row pretty early in the season last year.
Okay.
And kind of we talked for probably 25, 30 minutes about everything. And I'm like, hey, listen, I want to get through the season healthy. Let me focus on the season, and then I'll make a decision in the off season.
Mm-hmm.
He was very respectful of that, kind of gave me as much time as I needed. I got a call from Andy Pettit, and that's awesome too.
That is cool.
One of the greatest lefties, like a guy that's kind of done it all too. He's the pitching coach, obviously. So I'm excited to talk to him and just pick his brain about things. But spoke with him for another 30, 35 minutes about kind of my plan and what to be expected. And then had another phone calls with my agent, phone calls with the Tigers. And then we came up with the plan that we obviously came up with. So it was a lot of, moving parts and people to talk to, but I think we got it right, with especially given my scenario.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to ask. Let's get some things straight here. It just came out. It just became public, we should say, that you were going to pitch once in the World Baseball Classic, and that's going to come in pool play. Is that your decision, a decision being made for you, or a mutual decision amongst all parties?
It's probably mutual. I think all parties are kind of aligned with this one, including myself, obviously.
100%.
I mean, if this tournament was played, if the Classic was played in the middle, the comparison's hockey, right? Like what the Team USA was able to just accomplish, both women's and men's. Incredible. It was so much fun to watch and follow along. And at 8 a.m., we had a whole clubhouse locked in, and AJ comes in and turns off the TV, and we give him a nice boo, and then turns it back on, and Canada scores. So it's 1-1. I go through my bullpen. I come back in. I walk in, and literally right into overtime, a minute and a half in, boom, we win gold. And I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. But it's the timing, it's the timing for me. If this tournament was in the middle of our season, like it is hockey, I'd have no problem throwing both games, throwing as much as I can for Team USA. I'd have no problem. It's just the fact that, if you look at my velocity as the year goes on, I'm just simply not built up to throw 4 to 5 innings at 99 to 101. I'm not there. And I think anytime workload gets really spiked like that, that's when injuries start to happen. Just workload changes start to happen. So whenever that happens, that's kind of the concern on my end, and obviously the club and my agent, we're all kind of in agreement there. But if this tournament was in the middle of the season, I mean, I'd have no problem doing it. I would actually love it. It's just the timing of it, it sucks because I think it takes out some of the best players in the world from all different countries. And, hopefully they get the Olympics right, the Summer Olympics right, and they, we can do something with our season. I don't know what the ideas are going to be, but hopefully MLB has something planned and they can communicate with the PA early to where we can get an agreement done that we can do this thing. Because I'd love to do that. I'd love to do that. I have so much pride being an American and playing for Team USA. Obviously, it's in a limited capacity, but it's just a timing thing. And it kills me. It kills me. I'm like, I want to be a part of it. So I think I got kind of the best of both worlds in this by doing this, making a start, being in the room, learning from all those guys, but obviously trying to be healthy and pitch through this season.
Yeah, from my perspective, I don't think the average fan might truly understand what it takes to ramp up as a pitcher for a season. And I think people maybe at first when they heard it seemed a little up in arms, and it seems a little ridiculous to me from the outside. You're in a contract year, ramping up early to pitch in a World Baseball Classic at there's a big difference in that. You're throwing 100% in those games as opposed to your first couple spring training starts not doing it. So to pitch in the World Baseball Classic with USA across your chest and you're starting one game instead of two, the fact you're even starting one game at this point in the year, as you said, with your ramp up, I think is awesome. The second I heard it, I thought it was awesome that it's happened in the first place. So I think it's going to be sick to watch.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited to be a part of it. And obviously, I mean, I appreciate the fans wanting me to play. That's what it is. They want me to play and I'm not doing it. But I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm never going to take that for granted. But yeah, I think, if the timing, it contractually it wouldn't matter if the timing was in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
It really wouldn't matter. I would just go suit up and play, just like all those guys on the hockey team are suiting up and playing, just like, even basketball, the dream team, redream team, all those things, they're suiting up and playing and getting ready to go. So, yeah, it's just the timing of it all, and the workload is what really, this is about.
Did watching the Olympics and Team USA men's and women's hockey winning gold, did that get you more pumped up to, in a week, put on Team USA across your chest and go pitch?
No doubt, no doubt. I mean, that last game, it was incredible. It was so much fun to watch, and
Yeah.
you watch those guys and you hear the interviews, post game, and it just fires you up to take pride in being from America. And I think that's what sports do a really cool job of, is they unite people, and bring people together. So I think that's also a different aspect of it.
Is this World Baseball Classic USA team baseball's version of the USA Dream Team?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be, right. I mean, it's the dream team, I guess, is, the generation before us,
Yeah.
with Michael and all those guys,
Yep.
Larry and Magic and all those guys. So I'm sure this could be our version of like a redream team with,
Yeah.
all the next generation of really good players. And, we have Aaron Judge on our team. He's like the best hitter ever. And we have Cal Raleigh on our team, who just hit 63 homers or whatever it was. And we have Paul Skeens on our team, who's 23. Or 20, I don't even know, 24. What is he? 23, 24. That's rookie of the year, Cy Young the next year. So it's going to be pretty special. The bullpen is electric. We have Mason Miller on our team. That guy's pretty electric to watch, and
Yeah.
then you just look around the infield and the outfield. It's like, it's going to be special just to be on the same field at the same time as those guys. And, you compare it to an all-star game. In my shoes, you compare it to starting an all-star game.
Yeah.
But the all-star game is so fast that you don't get to know everybody on the team. I'm at least going to have a week to hang out with guys and
Yeah.
get to know people pretty quickly. And that's where I think the growth and experience is going to be everything.
Last one for you. There's a lot of kids out there that look at your story as an inspiration. One D1 offer from Seattle University, a 9th-round pick, and to play professional baseball from there. Fast forward a little bit to 2 consecutive Cy Young Awards, 1 pitching Triple Crown. In my opinion, the best pitcher in baseball. What would you say to kids that look up to your story and view it as an inspiration for them that's maybe not getting 20 huge Division I offers coming out of high school?
Yeah, I did an interview with Paul at the All-Star game last year, and he had 2 Division I offers. So between the 2 guys starting the All-Star game, there was 3 Division I offers, between the 2 of us. And now we have 2 Cy Youngs. He's got a Rookie of the Year to show for it as well. And I think the message that I would want to convey to kids, especially growing up in today's age where it seems like everything is about perfect game, or what your rating is here, or what, how hard you throw the ball here, or how hard your exit velo is, or your arm. I don't think it really matters a ton. What matters is you playing the game of baseball and loving the game, first off, loving baseball, loving everything that comes with it, the grind, mentally, physically, everything in between, and just enjoying it and having fun and pushing your limits to see kind of what's under the hood. I don't ever want to, if my career is over tomorrow, I don't ever want to look back and say, damn, I wish I did this, or dang, I wish I did, something else. I want to be able to say, no, I gave this sport everything I had, and let let it develop how it does, and let things kind of go how they go. And And that's kind of how I prepare, and that's what gives me confidence. Is I know every fifth day I did everything I could to be prepared to go out there and pitch and give my team a chance to win, and that gives me a ton of confidence. So that's kind of the message for kids, is just, love the game, have fun, play other sports. Believe it or not, go play other sports, and
maybe one day you can golf as good as Tarik Skubal.
That doesn't take much, but I love handicaps because it always gives me a chance.
最後までご覧いただきありがとうございました。今回の動画についてどういう感想を持たれましたか？ぜひコメント欄で意見や感想をお聞かせください。チャンネル登録やグッドボタンを押していただけると励みになります。それでは次回の動画でお会いしましょう。